Home to 1,192 coral islands, the tropical paradise of Maldives country lies in the Indian Ocean to the southern side of Sri Lanka. The islands sheltered in this archipelago are categorized into natural atolls, most of which remain uninhabited. Floating on serene ocean waters, this island nation makes for the perfect getaway for leisure seekers away from the chaos and anxiety of city life.
The Maldives tourism is characterized by a hot tropical climate with two dominating and distinct seasons: wet season, May to October, and dry season, November to April. While the dry season is marked by clear skies, bright sun, sporadic rainfall, and calm sea, the wet season is marked by tropical storms and heavy rainfall. The most ideal time to visit the Maldives is the dry season, which is ideal for enjoying water sports, sunbathing, and street shopping.
The first thing to know about the Maldives is that most resorts are situated on their own private island. In fact, one island, one resort is the typical approach for hotels within the archipelago. This makes sense geographically, considering the Maldives is home to over 1,100 uninhabited and 200 inhabited islands. Whether you tour multiple islands by staying at more than one resort over the course of your vacation, or you charter a boat or take a day tour to an adjacent atoll, make sure to island hop while visiting the destination.
The Maldives has a reputation for being an exclusive, ultra-lavish destination. But it's actually quite possible to visit the Maldives on a budget. Even the airfare isn't prohibitively expensive. To cut down on expenses, stay at a local guest house or affordable hotel, like the Holiday Inn Resort Kanduma. As for attractions on a budget, life in the Maldives doesn't have to be all about chartering yachts and diving off the deck of an overwater bungalow. There are many ways to immerse yourself in the natural beauty of the Maldives. You can plant coral to help conserve the Maldivian reefs through a number of ongoing initiatives, many of which are set up by affordable resorts, like Summer Island, where guests can take part in planting pieces of a 3D printed reef. And while folks staying at a resort may be able to snorkel along the property's house reefs, those opting for a rental home can easily snorkel on select public beaches instead.
Malé Atoll is an administrative atoll in the Republic of Maldives. It consists of two separate atolls, North Malé Atoll and South Malé Atoll. Together with smaller geographic atolls of Koshito Island and Gafaru. Malé Atoll is the most popular tourist destination, and for a reason. You can find almost anything here: thick jungle, great food, breathtaking sights, and budgeted hotels with best facilities. There is something for every interest and every budget. It is also studded with incredible cultural and historical sites, including ruins that stretch back hundreds of years. And despite the heavy flow of tourism, Malé Atoll retains its quintessential identity with its own unique culture and history.
Himafushi was a significant fishing island, but people now earn their primary income from tourism, selling handicrafts, souvenirs, and boat building. Himafushi was once two islands since joined together, the other of which was Gamadu. A guest house used to be located on Himafushi to cater for low-budget travelers, but this was closed in 1984 because of the negative social impact of travelers on the island community. Prison is now located on Gamadu. The outside reef has one of the best right-hand surfing waves in Malé Atoll. Surfing was previously banned here for security reasons, but is now open.
Kanuhira was opened as Leisure Island Resort in 1981, with its name later changing to Tari Village, which has now been redeveloped as Cinnamon Dondali Maldives. Kanu means corner and Hira is an island with more coral than sand. Don Valley is a popular resort for surfers during April through to November, when the winds are predominantly from the southwest and conditions are ideal for surfing. Here, surfers paddle out from the island to swells pumping onto the reef at a break called Pasta Point, after the popular dish served to Italian guests. When working, this wave creates hollow lefts, which have the speed and power to attract some of the world's most celebrated names in surfing.
Farikal means island on the edge of the reef. It was uninhabited in early times, although it was leased to a Maldivian family who holidayed there. Farikal Tourist Resort was established in 1973 and was later taken over by Club Mediterranee. The Club Med entertainment and dining complex burned down in 1994, resulting in extensive renovations. Farikal has a big lagoon which is a popular overnight anchorage for safari boats because of its proximity to the airport. Between Farikal and Furanafushi is Kudakali, a small channel through which much of the boat traffic between Male and some of the islands to the north pass. Kali is a word meaning pupil of the eye, warning locals to look sharply when passing through the channel. Currents can be treacherous here, especially during the northeast monsoon, and there are also a couple of hidden, shallow reefs just inside the atoll. Banana Reef is one of them, a popular dive location. Large schools of dolphins use this channel when migrating through the atoll.
Bandos was settled in ancient times, and the original inhabitants were believed to be a tribal group of Tamils from India. In 1602, Pirard noted that people were living there and that the water was favored much above that of Male. The island was made an orphanage in 1962, and in 1968 the orphanage was moved to Valingalai. Bandos was the second resort island in the Maldives and commenced operating in 1972. It became well known for its diving, particularly shark feeding at Bandos and Banana Reef. It now has a permanently staffed medical clinic and decompression chamber.
If you're after the fabled luxury and romance of the Maldives, then it's likely that the opulent resort on Kunfunadho Island won't disappoint. It's continually hailed as the most indulgent place to stay in the country. Visitors enter through a thatched timber grate hall that hides between groves of coconut palms. From there, it's onto the cocktail decks that soar on stilts above the jungle, or out to the beaches where candles flicker in the sultry sea breeze. Add in a couple of infinity pools, swim-up bars, and the chance to dine on a private little sandbank with only the Indian Ocean waves as a backing track, and it's easy to see why this one's so popular.
When scoping out accommodations in the Maldives, don't forget that food and alcohol are expensive. You're on an island in the middle of the sea, so it costs a lot to transport your favorite spirits. For this reason, many tourists choose an all-inclusive resort. Even though the nightly rate and resort fees may be higher than some of the budget hotels, it bundles the cost of food and drink into the price of your stay.
Adu Atoll, also known as Sinu Atoll, is the southernmost atoll of the Maldives. Adu Atoll, together with Fuvahmulah, located 40 km north of Adu Atoll, extend the Maldives into the southern hemisphere. Adu Atoll is located 540 km south of Male, the country's capital. Administratively, Adu Atoll is the location of Adu City, one of the 4 cities of the Maldives. Adu City consists of the inhabited areas of Adu Atoll, namely the natural islands of Hulhudu, Meedhu, Maridu, Faidhu, and Hithadu.
Within the Adu Atoll, it is fairly easy to get around. You have the option of renting bicycles and scooters in addition to taxis. There is also a good network of buses and ferries operating here. It goes without saying that walking is just as good as anywhere else in the Maldives. There are 3 major banks in Adu Atoll: Bank of Maldives, State Bank of India, and Maldives Islamic Bank. ATMs are easily accessible and cash can be withdrawn using credit cards themselves.
The Ghan International Airport with its restored and expanded runway can serve up to 30 international flights, including those of charters and private jets during the peak seasons. The domestic operations come to the tune of around 160 flights per month, with the majority being flown in from Male International Airport itself. Alternatively, you could take a direct flight from Colombo to Ghan if that helps improve your itinerary's logistics. Recently, South African Airlines have also started direct flights from Johannesburg to Ghan from December of 2018.
Ghan Island is the southernmost island of the Maldives. It is quite large by Maldives standards. Ghan Island is part of Adu Atoll and it is the second largest island there. It is connected to other islands in Atoll by a bridge. But don't confuse it with 2 other Maldive islands also called Ghan. Ghan was formerly inhabited, but its inhabitants were moved to other islands after the British airbase was built.
In the resort, you can do some fun activities such as playing tennis, table football, pool, and many water activities like canoeing, jet ski, paddleboarding, snorkeling, etc. You can even rent a bike and cycle around the island. But if you do that, make sure to cover your shoulders and legs, especially women, as Maldivians are mostly Islamic. All equipment, bikes, snorkeling gear, etc., you can rent at the resort.
The beach to the southwest of the island is a reminder that this is a tropical island. Each evening, collections of younger people meet on the beach as the sun sets. The calm water is edged by the roaring waves of the ocean beyond the protective barrier reef. Large waves can be seen offshore, buffeting the reef constantly.
Mafushi is one of the inhabited islands of Kafu Atoll and the proposed capital for the Medu province of the Maldives. It is noted for the Mafushi prison. Mafushi was heavily damaged by the 2004 tsunami, which impacted on over 100,000 of the Maldives' 300,000 population. Mafushi is one of the biggest and most popular local islands in Maldives. It is located in South Malay Atoll, just 27 km away from Malay. The island itself has an elongated form. 2,700 people live on the island. It's amazing how so many people can live on such a small piece of land, but as on other islands, you won't feel that the place is overcrowded.
Despite the fact that Mafushi is a small island with a slow pace of life, there are a number of interesting attractions that you can explore. The best attraction is, of course, the sand-kissed beaches. But, after a long day of soaking in the sun, you can step out for an evening stroll through the main street of the city and experience the local culture firsthand. You will see a number of local convenience stores, a football pitch, dozens of bistros, local homes, and hair salons on this self-sufficient island. Be sure to carry a coverall to throw over your bikini, as walking on the streets of Mafushi requires for you to be clothed. At the end of the main street, to the very south of the island, is the daunting Mafushi prison. The prison looks imposing and is surrounded on all sides by a metal fence that has menacing jagged edges.
One of the must things to do in Mafushi Island is to book a stay in one of those luxury resorts located right by the ocean. Mafushi gives you an excellent opportunity to enjoy a stay at one of these resorts where you can wake up to the enthralling views of the ocean and enjoy other luxuries in the resort. This kind of place is perfect for couples on honeymoon or romantic vacation.
There is a total of 3 beaches in Mafushi Island, and Bikini Beach is one of them. It is the most liberal beach on Mafushi Island. Since it is an Islamic island, there are strict cultural laws even tourists need to follow. But don't worry. At Bikini Beach, women